businesses.
We have witnessed an increment in the value addition in various businesses, job creation, promotion, modernization of agriculture, maintaining social order and protection of industries despite the economic difficulties encountered during the COVID-19 pandemic. Government decision made in the development of Uganda through payment of being told that as at the end of March 2022, you've contributed 5.7 trillion to Uganda Revenue Authority large taxpayers division. You can clap for yourselves for that. Just for emphasis, and this is for the media, taxpayers here, is that they've contributed 5.7 trillion. We're not talking about billion, trillion. Congratulations.
Honorable Evelyn Anite shared thoughts on tax collection systems, advising URA to broaden the tax base in the country. This in turn will boost tax returns.
Government collects the taxes to provide for you an enabling environment so as to be able to do your business. Just by a show of hand, how many of us believe that Uganda is very, very peaceful, and therefore that all the measures put in place before even giving you the other benefits, I believe that paying these taxes, the government does not only milk, and I heard someone say that don't milk the same cow. And as a taxpayer myself, not as a minister, I want to ask the Commissioner General that we broaden our tax base so that we don't tire the same people. And I'm very happy that recently you've done that, but broaden the tax base so that you do not only have 800 people paying these taxes, but you have taxpayers and bring new ones on board. Because I asked the Commissioner General, what is happening? How come that the people in Chikubo are not on EFRIS? That's the question. And he answered me that the reason is we're bringing machines so that we can put them there and be able to put them as well on EFRIS. Because as you demand of the large taxpayers to go on EFRIS and talk about the benefits of EFRIS and DTS, you must also let them know that you have a plan of increasing the number of people coming to EFRIS so that we're all happy. I'm told that God loves a cheerful giver, and I believe the Commissioner General, as a born again like myself, loves happy people who are giving taxes to him. So, Commissioner General, I think that paying taxes and these new systems is a two-way benefit. There's a benefit to us, the government, and there's a benefit to the taxpayer. I just wanted to emphasize 1 or 3 points that is a benefit to the taxpayer. First, you are able to fasten your tax refunds. So if you put your inputs and you file your records very well, you're able to get that. And as a business lady myself, I know that another benefit of having to be on EFRIS or DTS is that then your workers do not cheat you because your records are clearly kept. I will tell you, if you don't have those clear records, and my mentor, Dr. Sudhir, whom I always run to learn business, how to do business, because I want to become like him, tells me you must first have a clear record. It's not about tax evasion, because having clear record is not only to the benefit of the tax collector, but to you as a business owner, so that you're able to get your returns and get dividends out of your business. And then you are able to reduce unfair competition. I had Pepsi, Crown Beverages talking about, actually it is BAT, talking about counterfeit products. Indeed, if you're not on EFRIS, or if you're not using clear record-keeping systems, then you cannot track whether and the product is also not certified. You cannot, and you don't have therefore the Q mark, you're not able to know whether the product which has caused a health hazard is from your company or it is a counterfeit product. And if you have competition with a counterfeit competitor, clearly you're making losses in your business.
Taxpayers have been encouraged to cooperate while visited too. This results to impactful decision-making on behalf of Uganda Revenue Authority.
We've not been visiting you, so we are soon coming to visit you. When we come, you explain to us to understand your business, to support you. And then secondly, the banking sector is not here. Is not here. We have an engagement with them, I think on 13th next month, CG. So where are you in position? Because when you look at my presentation, we grouped you in sectors because we want to understand you as a sector. But the challenge, we have some of the sectors and some of the members are here. You don't want to come when we call who is your competition. No, I want to be handled alone. So if you want to engage URA, it is better to engage as a group, like they were here. So equally, if for you are saying that I have my business model is this. When we come, you explain to us. Sometimes I have visited some clients where you find when you reach and you say, I want to look at your management team. Then you see people running out of the factory, you see people running everywhere. At the end of the day, you go back without information. So we implore you and we urge you, please, we don't want to collect 1 shilling more or less. Let us support you and let us be open to each other. Let us trust each other. The issue of mistrust is the one that normally where you find that people fail to understand the business and then they start Googling about the business and then forming their own opinion.
According to Anite, electronic physical receipting and invoicing system, EFRIS, will not only improve the tax base but also improve infrastructure.
I want to ask you to really embrace the system. So what's the benefit for us as government? We are able to do for you the roads, that is a two-way benefit. And for us as government, I speak from His Excellency, the President's perspective. And because he champions this, mobilizing market, internal market, regional market, and external market. And I believe that His Excellency has done this excellently well for some of the manufacturers. Because oftentimes when you're going to see the President, I am there, and I'm listening, and he says, okay, I'm connecting you to this market. He picks his phone and negotiates for us external markets. So that is our role as government. Not only to provide for you demand for your goods internally, but also to provide for demands of your goods and services externally, which is something that we've done. Please clap for His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Of course, if I am a taxpayer and I'm seeing others being favored and giving all the exemptions that they must not pay, I will not be happy to pay. True or false? Why should I pay when others are not paying? So, Commissioner General, I'm very happy that you're saying, let everyone.
All right, here's the thing. I'm one of those few people, not a few, but I'm one of those Ugandans who have happened to use the electronic physical receipting and invoicing system.
So you want to share your experience?
And one of the things I could actually advise in most of the areas is that it helps in tax mobilization mainly. I believe a URA wanted to track. You see, if you track digitally, it saves time first of all. It doesn't need that physical movement. Whereby URA had to send in someone, though it is going to eliminate jobs for quite many at the URA, but then there is no need for URA to send someone to head to Gulu, to head to Nansana, to head to Fort Portal. You come from Hoima?
No. Change
George. To send someone to change George to see that they do the auditing and all that. So from all the
Please tell me your story about physical receipting and invoicing.
First, I'm going to say it is very complicated.
Okay.
The terms and conditions are very complicated. Why? Because you have to input a lot. There was a segment where you had to input every single stock. Now it becomes hectic for
So you were doing it for your business?
Not for my business, for my boss's business. But I was more into managing that that purchasing and all that. But it is saving URA from a lot of time, but giving the supplier, or rather the person in charge, more time, because you will have to actually have to count every stock that comes in, make sure you have that, you make sure that every commodity is registered, that URA knows how much money you make from that particular commodity, so that that is why I'm telling you that mobilization of taxation becomes very easy, because they're going to track you. You're not going to sell anything off shelf.
So it takes, you're saying it takes time at first in those particular processes of, counting what is coming, how many you're issuing out, how many you're registering, counting your stocks. That is when the time,
Yes.
Okay,
but it helps you when you're auditing on a monthly,
because you're able to track.
Exactly, because when you are is actually going to get that monthly taxation that you're supposed to pay, it becomes easier for them and for you as well. You give them the results as they come.
It helps taxpayers very easy to go when you're filing your tax returns. But how many people actually do the tax returns? Even when URA comes out to give last time it was giving time for those who have not failed their returns, that they were going to at least pardon the times you have not failed your returns. But I do not know how you adhere to that. And when it comes to counterfeit products on the market, this is affecting large taxpayers. Why? Because they are competing with people who actually are not adhering to tax regulations, and then there is counterfeit. There is a lot of fake products on the market, and then you find that consumers, you and I, Joram, are going to find it easy to just go on the street to buy maybe a smartphone on the street, to buy something on the street, and not even having it in mind that this particular commodity or tool I'm buying is at some point fake. And then when it comes back to the public, we tend to just say been to be a certain company before, not even considering that tewachigulam in that particular company. You went on the street, wagenda kuhoka, and then nachiguza, just because it had a name tag of that particular company, which is why they're coming out to cry out to government to make sure they help them to or save them from counterfeit products on the market, so that they can actually do sales perfectly. They can also compete favorably, because they feel like this is not fair. At the end of the day, these are the same people who don't even comply to tax, who don't even pay to taxation.
Okay, and the EFRIS is there. Taxpayers have been advised to embrace EFRIS. As we're heading to the break, with an interaction with one of the URA officials, she did reveal yesterday that there is actually a very huge challenge currently, that most of the large taxpayers, one of the reasons as to why they came up with this engagement is that they got to realize some of the large taxpayers have decreased on the taxes they are paying. So URA wanted to find out, is it because there are no more sales, or is it because they are evading, or one way or the other, or to at least get them to understand that this is the rightful way to pay taxes, and this is. And
on that particular note, because John Musinguzi Rujoki, there, the URA commissioner, yesterday was also highlighting and then told the enrollment around tax paying, around 800 taxpayers under the category of large taxpayers, contributing an average of 5.7 trillion annually. So you can imagine that the amount they're paying. When you say they are now reducing, that means a lot of losses can be seen. But so far now, contribution is relatively visible at 5.7 trillion Uganda shillings annually, that large taxpayers are actually contributing to the tax database in the country.
Okay, we head for a break. Back again after it, we will be looking at more from the local content bill and what the members of parliament have to say. We as well have the press review coming your way. Stay tuned here.